to another episode of the Parlance Podcast. Today on the Parlance Podcast, we are sitting down with the man who turns vision into visuals and purpose into legacy. Dontez Nation is a photographer, videographer, model, art director, and most importantly, a devoted father. His work goes beyond the lens. It tells stories, builds brands, and captures moments that matter. As he looks ahead, Dontez is focused on launching his own production company, expanding his fragrance business, and building long-term wealth through property ownership. This is a conversation about creativity, fatherhood, turning ambition into ownership. Everyone, the owner of ACESHOTVISUALS, and my brother, Dontez Nation. Hold on, wait. Dontez Nation.
Dontez Nation.
Dontez Nation.
Dontez Nation. My boy.
Thank you for coming through, man. This is long overdue.
Man, like I'm happy to be here, man. Like I'm excited to be on the podcast. As watching you as a viewer has been phenomenal, man. To see your growth and to see you actually pushing yourself to newer heights. I'm proud of you. You know.
That mean a lot, man. It mean a lot, man. Cause you know me. Yeah. I don't like to talk to motherfuckers, man.
Yeah. You be like, who? Nah. When? Nah.
I do not like to talk. You know what's crazy, man? So it's funny. Like, he didn't tell anybody, man. I'm like the dude who, when we used to go out, I'm like the weird dude in the corner with my motherfucking
Go over there and talk to him. Why? Because
introduce yourself.
No, I'm cool.
But like I said before, man, this is my bro, man. Like, a lot of y'all see Nate on the show, man. This is also part of Squad, man. Like, we a real tight knit. We got a group chat, me, him, Vori, Brandon, Nate. We talk pretty much every day, man. It's like I said, this was long overdue. And through this conversation, you'll understand why he's one of my closest friends. So we'll kick the show off.
Yeah. Let's get it.
With the mental health check.
Absolutely.
How we doing?
Oh, man. I mean, off to... I'll say not a shaky start, but it's I'm alive. I'm alive and well. I'm breathing, and I'm thankful for every day I get another opportunity to where I can just wake up and do what I feel like I do best, and that's give my all. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can do is to give my best self. And I've been working on like mental health for a long time because I mean nobody's perfect. You know, no situation is perfect, but as long as you keep pushing yourself through the pressure, you can eventually turn it into diamonds. You know what I mean? So that's what I've just been trying to do is push myself through adversity and just keep grinding it out no matter what I go through because, you know, seasons can be tough. But
yeah, my last season was real tough.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And knowing what you was going through and how you overcame adversity, you know, it was beautiful to see, you know, from the outside. And, you know, I had to also look within myself to find that type of strength as well. And I'm just glad I have the ability to have that type of strength to push through adversity and just overcome obstacles that are thrown my way, man. So mental health check, I feel like I'm in good standings. I feel like I'm pushing towards something bigger than me. Yeah. And that's all I've ever wanted to do is to make an impact and just create something bigger than me, you know what I mean? So
yeah, I believe you can, man. I think, especially being a creative, man. I think there's a part of being creative that a lot of people take for granted. You know what I'm saying? But me myself, man, we was at the art show. I want to say 2 years ago. The show that you kind of helped curate. What is it called again?
From Soul Food.
Soul Food.
Experience Soul Food. Yep.
Yeah.
Art company. Yep.
Yeah, sure. It was the first show that I went to, because I know you do a show every year, correct?
Yes. Or last year we took a hiatus, you know, to just get everything in good standing, make sure that we all on the same page, and then just making sure everybody's just ready to go. So we just had to take, you know, time off.
Shit, I feel
my head director over at Kel, shout out to Kel, man.
Shout out to
you know, put me on, you know, giving me the opportunity to be a part of. Experience Soul Food. But we're actually coming back this year, bigger and better. So yeah,
I will do my best to be there.
Oh, it's gonna be.
What I got coming this year, so you know what I'm saying. We'll see. But I say that to say, man, when it comes to like again being creative, it's some things that are in song. There's some things that a camera captures. There are some things that a painter paints that when you look at it, it truly invigorates the mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I believe, man, without art, life wouldn't make sense.
Oh, no. It's an expression.
For sure.
That's how you express yourselves. You know, there's multiple ways you can express yourself, but through creativity and visuals, people like to see things, you know. They like to see, touch, and all that, but you want to make sure that you know, can to imply it to different senses.
Yeah, because I mean, you think about it, man. A lot of the things that an artist captures is some type of metaphor or some type of simile of life that you could think of and be like, oh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're gonna get back to that side because that is coming down the pipeline. But for the people who do not know Dontez Nation, explain who is Dontez Nation. What was life like growing up?
Man, life has been very peculiar. Only because it's like, you know, as a kid, I feel like I was always an observer. You know, I've been an observer my whole life. So growing up, I used to watch a lot of people and observe what they would do and try to apply it to my life and see what I can do with it, because you can learn from other people.
Right.
Watching what they do and how they move, how they operate. Of course, when you apply it to your situation, it might not be 100%, but I always say you can always take 10%, 20%, 30%. It doesn't really matter, because whatever you take, a portion of it can, I say, semi-work for your situation, only because everybody kind of go through the same thing, just in different ways.
And I think that's the biggest premise of this show. Is getting to understand perspective, man. Because even like me, like you just said, man, you can take something from everybody. You feel me? So like, there's been times where a motherfucker say something to me, and I'm like, damn, I didn't even think of it that way. And I apply it to my life and realize that area of my life gets a little bit simpler because I'm looking at it from a perspective that I adapted. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So not to cut you off, though, but continue, brother.
Oh yeah, no, but other than that, you know, just growing up, you know, I've been in a household where, you know, it was a lot of love, you know, a lot of, I ain't gonna say difficult times, but because every family has its moments where, you know, you got growing pains, you got things that you're gonna go through, you know, you got, you know, sometimes death in the family or whatever the case may be. But just growing up for me, I just always kind of been like a introverted, extroverted person. You know, I wasn't so like standing out in the crowd and whatever everybody else is doing, I was trying to do it with them. It was kind of like I would say standoffish in a way. I would consider myself like a middleman, you know, in a way. Like I wasn't not known, but I wasn't too known. You know what I mean? Like
Facts.
I played sports to where people were familiar with me, but I wasn't the guy that used to come to school with the latest J's and the newest iPhone and the freshest fits. I was the kind of guy that just came to school just to get by.
I feel like middleman is winning, though.
The facts, you know what I'm saying? Because seeing a lot of people after high school and what they've been going through lately, like I try not to apply life so much into high school because that's
After
a weird
high school,
period.
shit don't matter.
It don't matter, you know. It's everybody's weird during that time. Nobody really know who they are.
Man,
but
it's times I look back on some things I did, said in high school, and I cringe. Man.
you feel me? You just be like,
Oh,
oh.
fakes.
And then you got some people that stuck in that moment of time, because I'm glad I didn't peak in high school. You know what I'm saying? Which I still don't feel like I peak now. Like I'll be 30 this year. And I feel like I'm just now really grown into myself. I feel like throughout the years of my 20s, I've gained a lot of knowledge and a lot of maturity to be able to get to this point. You know what I mean?
So this wasn't a planned question, but to that, when you talk about peaking, and you can look at life and see people peak at different times, when it comes to that idealism of peaking, why do you think that people peak at different times, and what makes you feel like that you haven't peaked yet? Because I feel the same way. I just haven't really been able to put into words how I feel about it, that I'm not where I need to be yet, and I got so much more to give. Like, it's so much more to me that I haven't even really showed yet. I don't know why, but I do understand, like, it's people who really peak at different times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think peak comes with comfortability and complacency. You know, like, a lot of people feel like, okay, I've reached my maximum potential.
Yeah.
And they lock in with that, and they be like, oh, this is who I am, this is who I'm meant to be, this is who I'll forever be. And I feel like, the only reason why I feel like I don't get to that point is because I don't want to become complacent. And a lot of people tie that with perfectionism, but it's not, like I said, it's not becoming complacent because you don't want to give yourself a cap off. A lot of people give themselves a cap off and become comfortable with where they at. And they just be like, okay, this is what I'm getting. Oh, I'm hype off this. I'm gonna stick with this. I'm rocking with this.
Yeah, so my homie John, shout out to John, my first ever guest. He got this saying called still stealing. So basically, it's like when you get to a point where this is where you at and you stay at that point, it's still stealing. You know what I'm saying? So I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because I feel the same way, man. I've never been able to put it into words, and I always thought if I explained that to other motherfuckers, man, like it'd be. People look at me like I'm crazy, and it's like, well, no, bro. Like, even though I'm still getting older and I'm 30, yeah,
AARP.
I fall in and I cannot get up. But I feel like that too, man. I feel like, man, like it's so many things that I'm doing where I'm like, bro, you ain't even seen half of it, and it's like I can't really show you tangible proof of it, but I know it. You know what I'm saying?
You know it's there. You know it's obtainable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, a lot of people don't believe that. They believe like, oh, they reached their cap. They've obtained the things that they need to feel like they got enough. But for me, like, I know it's bad to say, I ain't gonna say it's bad to say, but like, sometimes it's just never enough.
I don't think I could ever be satisfied.
You know, and it's like, that's what keeps the drive going. That's what keeps people going in their crafts. Like, if I had a cap off to where I feel like I was supposed to be as a business owner when it comes to multiple things that I do, then I would just stick to one thing and just be like, that's all I need. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's not supposed to be that way. That's why you see so many individuals who have businesses. When you want to be wealthy, you need to create multiple sources of income.
See, but you know what's crazy about that, man? I used to rock with this team a long time ago that always used to tell me, stay in your lane, right? And I used to hate that shit because I don't have a fucking lane.
No.
Excuse me for cussing too, because my mom, she be watching the show and she be like, why you cussing?
I was about to say, we can cuss on her?
You can cuss. My mom just, every time, I was listening to the show with my mom one time, we was driving, she was like, she's like, why you gotta say the F word so much?
So, chic fuck bitch. Can I say that? Can I claim that?
You good.
Okay. I just had to get that out.
Okay. So, back to the plan program. What was the moment you realized photography and videography was more than a hobby for you? And like, if you would look back at your life, was there moments that you can kind of tell was leading you in that direction?
Absolutely. So, you know, referring back to high school, I started it's not a program, but it was a event called Best of the Best. We used to do high school fashion shows. Shout out to Rico Williams. He started something for kids to be involved with to get them off the streets. And when he started this, he started it back, I think, in the 90s, but eventually evolved over time. And when I got to the program, I feel like it helped me evolve and grow into myself, because like saying I was an introverted person. So being involved in this show brought me out of my shell. So it got me to the point where it was like, okay, I'm starting to feel comfortable with myself. I'm starting to feel confident. And then transitioning into adulthood, after I graduated, I hit him up. I was like, yo, I want to be a part of the team. And he was like, yo, he brought me on board. It was like, you know, put you on my side. And, you know, I started to learn the aspects of business through him. You know, he majored, I think, you know, he got his master's in business. And I feel like, you know, he became a mentor to me overall. And that's what got me interested in the whole business aspect of just the whole market. And, you know, I was just taking bits and pieces from him, like, you know, listening to him, because in order to be a great leader, you have to first be a great listener. That's why I'm like, I need to obtain all this knowledge this man is giving me because he got gems. He started a whole business and seen it flourish and become successful because at the time, you know, he had Mayor Frank Jackson, you know, when he was mayor, he got accepted by all Cleveland schools to be able to use all the kids and bring them on to this program. And I'm like, man, how is this guy getting all these things? What is he doing to obtain the ability to go around and sway people to bring them onto this program? You know, and I'm just listening to him, and he just giving me knowledge on how to go about this, what to say, what to do, and how to handle business. So that got me into wanting to start my own. And I continued to use that program, which it was a modeling type of thing, but it was like multiple things. They did modeling, we did fashion and dancing. It was a bunch of stuff. But I took that into my adulthood and started to model as I went on into adulthood, and it was cool. You know, I liked it. Again, it was for me to break out my shell and not be so introverted. Yeah. And I picked up a camera one day. Well, I bought a camera one day to start taking pictures of myself. Not realizing, I'm like, oh, I need somebody to take pictures for me, because at that time, 10 years ago, which is crazy now, 10 years ago, you know, the cameras weren't so advanced how they are nowadays. And it got to a point where I started taking pictures of other people, because I was like, I'm gonna just start doing something with this camera. If I can't take pictures of myself, I bought this camera, I need to start doing stuff. Yeah. And around that time, 2016, 2017, my son was on the way. And, you know, to go back a little bit, I bought the camera before he was born. And as he was born, I just was trying to continue to, you know, put myself out there and trying to find different ways to step up and just make more money, honestly, because having a son at a young age, was 21, I didn't know what I was doing. I'm like, man, I need to figure something out. You know, I had got a job at the post office the same week he was born, which was clutch. But again, you know, referring back to, you know, how I started the photography business, I bought the camera, and I just eventually started taking pictures of other people, and they were like, yo, I will pay you for this. And I'm like, you for real?
You sure?
You sure? Do it look this good? And they were like, it looks amazing. I'm like, well, I mean, if you're talking money, okay, I need that. You know what I'm saying? Especially with having a newborn. I'm like, so I need to find.
Came about real naturally.
Real natural. Like, it was really wild, like how everything came about, because like I said, the same week my son was born, got the job at the post office. You know what I'm saying?
I remember that.
Then time passed, and I'm just like, I need to, you know, figure something out. I need to make something shake. You know, got the camera and just started taking pictures of other people and start carrying it everywhere. And it put me in rooms that I would have never imagined being in, which is crazy.
I feel like life, God has a way of putting you in place to where things kind of make sense. Like, I feel like when you're a part of a world, like you're a part of the photography, videography world, modeling world. I'm part of the music, podcast world. When life makes sense, it puts you in place for you to kind of look at the signs and play, all right, I'm where I'm supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Cause
aligning.
Yeah, man, like, cause there's times where I think back to even where I started. Like, legitimately, bro, like, and there's times where I think back to where I started and think to places where I've been, like doing a show in Atlanta, doing a show in PA, you know what I'm saying? Like, legitimately having contracts pushed towards me, and I go, damn, like you just said, like it was. I just picked up a camera. Me, I just sung at a talent show. You know what I'm saying? It's like now
you sing your ass off, all right.
I appreciate you, brother. But it's like I think life got a way of showing you, like, hey man, this is where I need you. You know what I'm saying? When you come across that camera and go like, man, I was just trying to take pictures of my son, or I was just trying to take pictures of myself, you know what I'm saying? And then it leads you into situations where now you are saying that this is my business and it's a profitable business and people are paying you to do, you know what I'm saying, the thing that you initially just picked up, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, and then you look back in your life and you realize, damn, there was a lot of moments leading to this, but I wouldn't even think about it like that. And then it all makes sense when you become part of that world.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
So they say that art is subjective. And as a creative, I know when I create my art that it's very unique to me. So when you're behind the camera and you're looking through the lens, what is it that you think that you're trying to show the world is unique to you? That was a good one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was great. You know,
I was writing that question.
you know what I'm saying? That's what we gotta be thinking.
I was like, hey, what's the word I'm missing? She was like, unique.
I need a lock in.
But I say that to say this, and I'm gonna give you some time to think, but also because, like, bro, I'm working on some shit.
Yeah, I see.
When we was going to the gym the other day, remember I showed you that beat? I own it now.
You own, see, and you owning everything now, and I love to see it, bro.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? You growing, man.
I'm writing my music today, and I'm really realizing, man, like, as I put my pain on paper, what is unique to me, other people may be able to relate to.
Absolutely.
But ain't nobody live it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody feel it the way I felt it. So when I'm writing these lyrics, excuse me, I burped. But when I'm writing these lyrics, and I'm realizing, man, like, this shit, though it may appeal to other people because it sounds good and people may appreciate the lyricism, appreciate how I put it together, appreciate the music, nobody really understands it from the exact perspective because the perspective is unique.
Yeah.
So when I'm putting my pain on this paper, I'm really realizing, like, there's gonna be people out here who can hear it and appreciate it because it's good. There's gonna be people out here who are gonna hear it and appreciate it because it's familiar. There's gonna be people who can hear it and appreciate it because they understand the art form. And there are gonna be people who hear it and go, what the fuck is this? Because they don't get it.
Right.
It's foreign to them. The idea of the pain that I've went through, the perspective of the art that I create is very foreign to them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So for you, when you behind the camera, and I've even noticed this having worked with you, you have a thing.
Yeah.
When you behind that camera that you see, that is very unique to Dontez Nation.
Yeah.
So if you were to explain that, what would it be?
So I mean, to start off, you know, when I started shooting cameras, you know, when people just say shooting, they just like, what, shooting what? Shooting kids? Yeah, I'm shooting kids. What? I need you to explain that better.
I'm taking pictures.
Right, I'm taking pictures, photographs. But when I started off, you know, not saying I was money hungry, but I was doing it, you know, as far as the business, trying to grow it and trying to get clientele. So I didn't really have an eye in the beginning. I was trying to find it. You know what I mean?
Can I, again, brother?
You know?
The reason why I'm cutting you off again is not because of selfish reasons. It's because of, again, you are speaking in a way that's very powerful right now. And the reason why I say that is because a part of the project that I'm working on now, I said, and I was talking about, my son.
Take your time.
And I said before my son's conception, I had very selfish reasons for the ways that I moved and the things that I did. You know what I'm saying? And then when he was on the way, it changed my whole perspective of why I did what I did. You know what I'm saying? So when you said that, I just felt it. You feel me? So,
Exactly.
my bad. Continue.
Oh, no, you good, man. Yeah, no. But yeah, no, just trying to find it because, you know, when you are starting something new, you're not going to know everything right off the bat. You know what I'm saying? You got to develop yourself. You got to learn. You got to learn the business side of it. You got to learn the personal side of it. Why are you doing it? What is the reason? You know what I'm saying? And I was trying to find that reason. And in the beginning, the reason was like, you know, I'm doing this for my son. and I'm trying to get money. I'm trying to establish something. I'm trying to build something here to leave a legacy behind for him. And as time went on, I started to gain different ideas, different capabilities that I didn't have before, learning the insides and out of the camera,
naturally.
You know what I'm saying? And seeing what type of rooms it could put me in, and knowing that I could adapt to any room, that became very dangerous for me. I'm like, okay, this camera is putting me in rooms, and me knowing how to talk to people and how to converse and how to do all this type of stuff, it took it up a notch for me. So once I got that business side of it, I started to develop a deep passion for it. I'm like, ooh, like I really love this. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not using this camera just to get by. I'm not using this camera just to obtain money anymore. I'm doing it because I'm starting to develop a passion for this. I want to go out and take my camera and just take pictures of a bird randomly. I want to take my camera out and just take pictures of random people and just ask them like, yo, you gotta take pictures of you? You know what I'm saying? So when I started doing that and started to develop a certain eye, then, everything started to make sense for real. Because at the beginning, I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm really doing here. I'm just doing it because I'm trying to find a way.
Yeah.
But then when I started to find the way, it led me in a path of like certainty. I was like, wow, like I didn't know that this was gonna put me here. So now that it did, I was like, okay, what can I start doing from here? Now that I've obtained this knowledge, obtained this skill, now I need to start feeding it. Now I need to start taking care of it. Just how my son, taking care of my son and feeding him and making sure he's all right. Started implementing that into my business as well. Because you got to do that. You know what I'm saying? If you're not feeding your business, you're going to starve it. It's going to die off eventually, be on the back burner like any other idea that people come up with, but they never execute. You know what I mean? So I started to execute, and that I started to develop a lot more, and I started to reach out to other photographers, videographers, and getting their knowledge on like, yo, how you been doing this for so many years? What are the things that I need to know, the ins and out? Now, when it comes to, any type of business, everything doesn't work for everybody. That's what goes back to taking 10%, 20% and implementing it to your life. So that's what I started doing. I started going to YouTube University and figuring out ways how to do this, or talking to this photographer, videographer, seeing how I can do this, that, and the third. And as time went on, it started to expand my vision. You know what I'm saying? And then overall, I got to the point where I started to say I'm a visionary, because I started to create these visions from the inside out. I had to start finding it within. You know what I'm saying? I was searching it through the camera first, but then I had to start looking within myself to be able to publicize all these things that I'm starting to visualize. And I'm like, wow, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, seeing things now compared to how I started seeing things before, completely 360.
You ever been in the gym and you knew like, I got to that work every day, but you just ain't having enough energy?
I know exactly what you're talking about, bro. Just that little extra time, man. But
So let me tell you what I do.
okay.
I visit Red Con One. They have an app, they have a website, and I got this Total War.
Oh, okay.
They got pre-workouts just like this Total War that I got. They got other supplements that you can use, and they got merchandise. So what you can do is download the app or visit the website. Use my discount code DMerritt1208.
Okay.
20% off your purchase, man.
I said, less, my guy.
So would you say, like, when you found the actual passion for what you do, life started appearing behind the camera?
Absolutely. Because like me looking to a camera now, I can see what I want to see. I can create that visual, and that's the power of the mind within itself. You know what I'm saying? Because it starts with the brain and it goes down to the eyes and then it shoots out. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm looking inside that lens and looking forward, I can move it a certain way. I can change it, darken it, brighten it, apertures, ISOs, white balance, all these type of things. You know what I'm saying? And overall, like, a lot of it also goes back to the drawing board of creating it before you actually get to it as well too. Yeah. Which a lot of people don't really understand. A lot of people just go out and shoot, which is good as well. You know, don't you know, that's nothing bad about that, you know.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, you know, but it got to a point where I just started to execute a lot better.
I mean, but I feel you from the perspective of, like, a lot of times, even when I'm, like, listening to beats, I know where I want to take it, but I'm also listening to where the beat allows me to take. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And I can say another thing that helped with that was listening to music, because I'm such a music heavy person, and I also get to the point where I've said, like, listening to music helped me create visuals, because I love music, and it creates visuals in my head, and that's when I get to the point where it's like everything I see in my head I want to put inside this camera.
I remember the other day we was kicking it, and I was like, music, I see colors. I feel you.
I'm telling you.
When I listen to music, I do see colors. I don't know what the fuck it is.
I forgot what word it was. It started with an S though. I had a friend say it to me the other day because I went to the Leon Thomas concert. Shout out to Leon. He, you know, pretty cool dude.
That nigga is hard.
You know what I'm saying? Really good concert. But I was there and I started to have this body high that I've never felt before.
But the music does that to you, bro. Look, I remember I was on my way home from work. I want to say maybe 8 years ago. And I was listening to Joyner Lucas, Ross Capucani, when he was talking about an attempted murder, and it was described in so much detail. The song itself gave me chills on a 70-degree night.
Absolutely.
Music will do that to you. When J. Cole dropped For Your Eyes Only, when I listened to the actual song For Your Eyes Only, it made me fucking cry. I don't care what nobody say. The song itself made me cry. I remember boo-hooing in my kitchen.
Music does that. What was that song on Missy Elliott? Music make me lose control.
But real talk, when it's done the right way, man, because it's a science behind music that I'm still researching. But it's a science behind all of it that it touches a certain part. You know what I'm saying?
It's the frequencies.
Legitimately, bro. And so, like, when I was writing the song today, bro, like, legitimately to the point where it made me disassociate. Not because the lyrics is just so, oh my God, it's just because when I was writing it, and I'm a very self-aware person, but when I was writing it, I found out stuff about myself when I was trying to connect dots because I wanted the song to make sense. And when I was like, all right, man, like, think, where were you at in this point of the song that you're putting on paper? And I had realizations that made me go, legitimately, I disassociated. It's a part of the song where I say, fees, yeah, they be easy. I say, I can't say it verbatim because I just wrote it, but it was more so like, when I moved out of my mother's house, I was scared of survival. You know what I'm saying? But I never lost sight of my dreams and the fear of what I had been through in my past and the want to still become everything that I had envisioned kept me in a place where I survived. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't realize what part of me was developing in those moments of I can't not, you know what I'm saying? I can't not survive. I can't go back to the hardships. You know what I'm saying? It was a part of me that I didn't even realize was developing until I got a chance to look back on those moments and realize, like, bro, like, you grew up in this fight instead of in spite. You know what I'm saying? And I said that to say, as an artist, as a creative, sometimes certain things don't make sense until you're trying to make them make sense.
Exactly.
For me, you know what I'm saying?
That's real. Yeah.
Like, legitimately, bro, like, and so when you say you have an out-of-body experience, or when you say, like, you're creating things the way you want to create them, I felt that literally today when I'm writing this song and I'm like, bro, it's a story I'm trying to tell. I just gotta figure out how to tell this story. You feel me? And then like I started having certain realizations. And I'm like, dude, like damn, 30 years on this planet and it all made sense today. Or this part of my life all made sense today.
That's that. I think it's that. I want to say it's like fight or flight instinct that kicks in when it comes to a creative side. You know,
bro, like
you gotta lock in completely. And
dude, like I wrote some shit today that if you reading it, it's like it seems basic, but when we go back to the whole like music and art, it's a subjective thing. When you were the one in the subjectivity of the art that you're creating, you start to realize the significance. You know what I'm saying? So for me, when I realized the fear that I had of moving out of my mama's house and the man that it created to say, hey man, I know what the fuck I've been through. I can't go do that again. You know what I'm saying? And still, I got somewhere I need to go. So how do I take where I'm coming from, apply it to what I have to do now to survive, and apply that to who I'm trying to become? You know what I'm saying?
That's that, I always say stay present and progressive.
Yeah.
Acknowledge the moment, progress from there. And that's how you don't become complacent. You know what I'm saying? And stagnant, which a lot of people fall into that category.
Still stealing.
Yeah, still stealing.
So let me ask you this: like we were recently just talking about like life and how it can get heavy sometimes,
Right.
and how you did what you did to initially just make sure your son was good. In the moments where life gets heavy for you, how do you continue to do what you do?
You gotta get up and keep trying. You know, like there's been a lot of times where I just feel like, man, life is, I'm not gonna say it's over, but life is getting to the point where it's starting to become very hard and I don't know what to do. You know, and I've come across that more times than none. And looking back on it, each time made me stronger because I realized I've overcame those obstacles each and every time I kept pushing through it. You know what I mean? Like during those hard times, I'm like, okay, what do I do? Just wake up the next day and worry about it again and acknowledge the moment and progress from there and keep pushing because there's always going to be another tomorrow.
Yeah.
And yeah, during those tough battles, I try to keep my head down and I try to figure out a way on how to get out and then also lean on God. You know, God has always put me in a position to where I'm gonna show you what's obtainable and show you how you can overcome any obstacle that I put in front of you. As long as you believe that I'm by your side, you can be willing to do anything. And I started to lean on God a lot.
That's real, man.
You know?
That's real. Because there's been situations recently that I've been through where there was no specific way to maneuver, but that sense of it's gonna be okay. You know?
Yeah.
I feel you.
That's where I was at with it, man. I was just pushing through adversity. And I knew it was gonna, like I said, pressure make diamonds. I knew any type of pressure that was being applied to me, eventually, if I can subside and grow from this, I'm gonna take it to the next level. I'm gonna go up a notch every single time. And so every time I've had my down moments, and after surpassing them and overcoming them, I jotted it down. That's when I started taking notes. I was like, I'm gonna start writing this stuff down. So when I look back on it and realize any hard time I'm going through in the future, I could look back on the hard times I went through in the past and used to say, oh, I'm never gonna be able to get through this. And when I got through it, looking at it present now and looking back at it in the past, it was like, wow, I overcame it.
Yeah, and that's a powerful way to look at it, because I've had moments, man, where I'll go through some stuff and I go like, man, I can't wait. In those moments where I go, I can't wait till 3 years from now I'm looking back on this moment, you know what I'm saying? And it's for multiple reasons, because like I don't want to feel the way I'm feeling in those moments, but also like it's because I want to tell myself that I got through it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to look back on the moments and be amazed at the things that I go through as well.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, like, you know, we're all human. You know what I'm saying? You have to feel things. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way you're going to be able to obtain the knowledge that it was actually there. You know what I'm saying? That you actually went through it. And I wasn't oblivious to none of it. I was like, okay, this is actually happening. I have to sit here in this moment and really acknowledge what I'm going through to be able to process it properly and move forward properly.
And that's the proper way to go through it, because they say the only way over something is through it.
And that's what I was doing, man. I was just going through it all, not all the time, but just when the times it was happening, I had to really sit there and be mindful of this won't last forever. And that's something that I try to live by, that pain is temporary. It could be for a moment, but it's not going to be forever.
Yeah. So we're going to take a pivot over to fatherhood.
Mm-hmm.
What is it like balancing entrepreneurship and fatherhood?
It's quite the balance. Having a son when he was first born, I didn't know what the hell to do. I'm just like, man, I got a boy. Even to this day, it still shocks me. I look at him like, man, you starting to develop words and you saying things that I never heard of. I'm just like, wow. But, in the beginning, it was kind of messy, only because it's like, starting a business and then also being a new father, it can be tough because you have to put everything into your child. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to making sacrifices, you have to sacrifice a lot of your free time when it comes to wanting to kick it with the guys, wanting to do certain things or going out or whatever the case may be. Even sometimes your job, you know what I'm saying? Your son might be sick and you gotta stay home and you gotta, go your job, y'all gotta stay home, whatever the case may be. But having a business and also having a son, I knew I was getting to the point where he was giving me that energy to push even harder, because it got to a point where it was like, I don't want him to see me fail. I don't want him to see me down. I don't want him to see me sad, down bad, or whatever the case may be. So it's like, I gotta put my all into this shit. Mm-hmm. I want him to be able to look back on all the things that I was doing. It was like, man, my dad was working hard for this shit. You know what I'm saying? He was putting his everything that he could possibly do into this. He tried to devote his time for me, and then also devote enough time to be able to put enough into his business, because like I said, I want to leave a legacy behind. I want to leave something behind for my son to be able to obtain and use and being able to profit off of. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just doing it for me anymore at this point.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for my family. I'm doing it for my kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it for the whole lineage. You know what I'm saying? I want something to be able to get passed down for more than one generation. So when I started to look at it in that aspect, I'm like, I can do anything. If my son look at me like I'm Superman, then I need to put in my mind that I'm Superman at this point. I need to lock the fuck in and do what I need to do to make sure everything's gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? No matter if it's a downtime, whatever the case may be, I gotta have in the back of my mind that everything always gonna be okay.
And I'm gonna make sure of it.
And I'm gonna make sure. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I really started to balance it out, like knowing that I'm doing this for something that's bigger than me. I'm not just doing it for me anymore. I'm doing this for something bigger than me,
That's facts, man. And it's crazy, bro? You just answered my next question, because I was definitely about to ask you, like, what do you want this to be for your son? What do you want it to teach your son? And in that, you answered it. So I guess for me, two more questions would be, what does Dontez Nation call success?
What do I call success?
Mm-hmm.
I would say I call success for the little things. You know what I'm saying? I don't try to worry about so much making big noises anymore, because the little stuff builds up to those bigger things that you are trying to obtain. I started to appreciate, little goals that I set for myself that are easily obtainable, and appreciate those more, because those are building blocks to something bigger. You know what I'm saying? So I started to look at success of not like, oh, I need to be the wealthiest person in the room, or I want to be able to be the most useful person in the room at this point. I want to be an assist man. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to put people on. I want people to be able to come to me and be like, yo, Tez, man, I heard you got something going on, whatever the case may be. Can you plug me in? You know what I'm saying? Having moments like that, or even being in that type of position, is very powerful, because it's like, I could walk into any room and be able to do anything at this point. I can be able to assist and just like, this is me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking for complete power. I'm looking to be of use at this point. Not just being like other people think like, oh, you're just being used. It's like, no, like I'm only giving so much at this point. You know what I'm saying? I'm not giving completely everything, but I'm giving enough to where, you know, people can feel like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for doing this, you know, whatever the case may be. So, yeah, no, that's how I really feel, you know, with that. And then I forgot, what was the second question? You said it was 2 questions.
No, it was just, what does success mean to you?
Oh, what's it?
Yeah.
I mean, no, I'm just trying to lock in, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, no, that's success. You know, success just means, like, I want to be able to just make an impact on the community. You know, if I can make an impact, that's success to me. You know, giving people the reason to believe. You know what I'm saying? People always try to put dollar signs on success. If I can make enough people believe, I'm feeling successful for real. Because a lot of people don't care. A lot of people don't have the attention span to even sit there and listen to what half of this people say on this entire planet. So for me to be able to go around and people actually sit there and obtain the information that I'm displaying to them, and they actually sit there for more than a minute, I'm starting to feel successful already, because it's like I can utilize that in so many different ways. Once I got your ear, I can do anything at that point. Not saying that I'm gonna use it for malicious intent. I can use that for anything. You know, whether if I want to start another business, and the fact that I had your ear before, I would be able to have your ear again. Mm-hmm. And you'd be like, I'm open-minded to listening to whatever you got going on. Fill me in on anything, whether if, you know, cologne, or whether if it's photography, whether if it's art direction. I want to be involved in everything that you got going on.
Okay. You know, and it's crazy, man. This morning, I was at the gym, and somebody came up to me and was like, yo, man, I want to do what you're doing. How do I do it? I was like, huh?
Right. What?
But I started to feel successful in that moment, because I'm like, yo, you want to do what I'm doing?
Right. I ain't even.
And exactly.
To me, you know.
But it's like, for somebody, and I've never met this person a day in my life. I know him through somebody who, you know what I'm saying, through a mutual. And for him to legitimately come to me like, hey man, like, look, man, this is what I'm trying to do. I see you doing it. How do I get there? And like, little did he know, I'm not even close to where I want to be.
I'm still pushing through, dog.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel you, bro. I feel you, and it's crazy. Like, God do be working in mysterious ways, right? Because I was telling AJ about that this morning. Like, man, somebody came up to me and was asking me how to do what I'm doing, and little did he know, I'm not even really proud of everything I'm doing, because there's so much more that I want to do. Yeah. You feel me?
Yeah. So community. Yeah.
Facts. So my final question for Dontez Nation. For my final question will be, if you were to tell the people who will watch this interview and want to do the things that you're doing, how to do it, what would you say?
I'll tell them, stop looking at life like a problem to solve and just experience it. You know, life is not a problem to solve, only a reality to be experienced. You know, a lot of people try to go out there and solve everything. You know, you're not Sherlock Holmes, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to You're not the Mystery Inc. crew. You know, you don't need to solve everything. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be putting yourself in positions that you can't even get out of because you're trying to solve it. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta experience the things that you're going through. Like I said, stay present and progressive. Acknowledge the moment, progress from there. You know what I mean? And stop trying to dwell on the past or things that you could have changed or you would have changed, and just be like, it is what it is, and now I need to move to my next step. Because God don't make mistakes. He does things to make you stronger. And I started to understand that over time, that everything that he was doing wasn't meant to break me, it was meant to build me. And once I got to that point, I was just like, okay, I'm here for the ride. I'm not going to question anything anymore. I'm only just going to be able to experience what you are, or what you already have written for me, you know. So
I had a song that never got released because it was just a feature, and the end of the lyrics of my verse was, God, there's a bigger picture, ain't it? I know you drew it up and framed it, and you gave me all the art brushes to paint it. Basically saying, like, but what you said, like, God got a vision for your life already. God kind of already know. Well, not kind of. God knows already what he got planned for you, but he's giving you the opportunity to obtain everything that he has planned for you. Mm-hmm. And you could for surely not obtain those things if you don't listen to him. Yeah. And I will say this. My previous year, it had become very hard to listen to, you know, him. Because it was some things that happened in my life that nobody could talk me down. Mm-hmm. And probably still can't, you know, and I'm trying to skip past that and go, all right, I'm still trying to follow you. I'm still trying to listen to you. That part of my life, I don't know if I'll ever get, but I'm still trying to put some trust in you. Yeah. You feel me?
And that's all you're doing is, and when I say, you know, stay present and progressive, it's not saying like don't necessarily forget what happened, because sometimes those things can reoccur, those feelings or whatever the case may be. But as long as you acknowledge in that moment what you're actually feeling, then you're feeling what you're feeling. But progressing forward, it's like, okay, I acknowledge this moment, I'm gonna progress.
And that's real.
You know,
that's real, because it's a book me and you had talked about, the Way of the Superior Man.
Good book.
That
read that.
I gotta finish it. I have not finished it, but it was.
I read it twice.
And a part where it says that a man should be aware of his feelings.
Oh yeah, they talk about.
I have been practicing this, and it's kind of weird because people see me talking to myself, but I will say out loud how I'm feeling to myself. Mm-hmm. And if it's something I don't like that I'm feeling, I will verbalize that I don't like that I'm feeling that thing. And I will start to verbalize different ways to overcome a feeling that I don't necessarily like. Do I always find an answer? No. But I do keep it real with myself.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I love that book, man.
I do too. I gotta finish it, man, because there were some parts of it that really hit me. Like that part in particular, man, because there's so much shit, man. Like I said, even writing that song today, there was so many things about myself that did not make sense until I got a chance to kind of make it make sense. Mm-hmm. You know, and the book makes you think. It makes you think about who you are as a man.
Yeah.
You know?
No, facts, you know, and it got to a point where I think even women started reading it and started to understand like both sides. Like it helps you understand femininity as much as masculinity.
Yeah. And
that's where I think I wasn't solely focused on, because I'm like, why am I worrying about femininity if I'm not a woman? You know what I mean? But it helps you understand what to do in your part as far as being masculine and the things that you need to do to help the feminine be more feminine.
And that's real in the sense of like these dumbass, I ain't trying to get canceled, these podcasts out here that do that gender debate shit.
Oh yeah.
No woman will ever understand what it's like to be a man, and no man will ever understand what it's like to be a woman.
You know.
So I ain't even on that side.
All we can do is read up on it and to become more acknowledged.
Or if you got a girl at home, man, just listen.
Yeah, facts.
Just fucking listen, bro.
Okay.
Make the adjustments to keep the woman that you love in your life. And all that other shit don't even matter. But I don't care about nobody else.
Yeah. People be too in depth with things. You know what I'm saying? When it's really surface level.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? As long as you just understand, like, it's right here instead of it's too up here, it's too down here. No, bro, just stay right here, because you making it harder than what it actually is.
Exactly. And then one thing Pops always said, man, life is as simple or as hard as you want to make it. And really be for real. You know what I'm saying? And that's not to say that the process to make it easy will be easy, but it's just like, if you really want to do some shit, you're going to figure it out. So, this has been another episode of the Partners Podcast. Shout out to socials, fakes.
Well, ACESHOTVISUALS is my photography, videography. Experience Soulful is the art company that I'm with. I just started my cologne, my fragrance business. It's Raw Aura 1. And then my personal page, if people want to see my personal life, I don't know, I don't really talk about it too much, but it's X_Tez_X. You can find me on any of those socials. You can see it in my bios, whatever the case may be. If you don't want to search up everything at once, you can just click on my bio and see everything from there. But yeah, I pretty much do everything. I don't try to limit myself, so.
Yeah, this has, stream vinyl Merritt music because there's more music on the way.
Oh, facts. You better stream all his. Hey, no, which camera I'm looking at? This one? And let me talk to you real quick. Hey, come over here. Tell them to stream your music or else.
Stream my music or else.
Exactly.
Hold on, that one too?
That one too? Hey, tell.
Stream my music or else.
We got one more, right? We got one more. This one right here? Yeah. Catch that angle.
Stream my music or else.
Oh my goodness. What are you talking about? What?